Hello everybody, Dren608 here. I thought I would do a quick short video, show you some of the games I am planning for the new year of 2023. It is New Year's Eve of 2022, so I thought it would be a good time to kind of go through what I have planned to try and get out some more videos, expand the channel, and give all of you out there that actually watch this a chance to drop me comments in the comment section. Please do that. Let me know what you would like to see. As you can see over here, I have a put this up so that you can pause the video and look at the games that I have sitting here. I have some Command and Conquer, Fallout games, Master of Orion, some World War II games. Hearts of Iron is like that would take a whole year for me to just go through that. I did Quill 18 is the person who kind of inspired me to try and start doing some of this stuff. You can look him up on YouTube. He has a very good 7 or 8 session absolute beginner Hearts of Iron 4. You know, going through all the basic things. So I did watch those. I have not really tried to get into Hearts of Iron 4 because it's very, very involved. I do have the whole XCOM franchise stuff here. Something's wrong with my Bard's Tale. Wonderful. Bard's Tale trilogy. I did do the first part of that. I might go back and do the second part. I'm not sure yet. Didn't get a lot of views and likes and things, so that kind of turned me off from continuing on that down that road. Some things I did get for Christmas. I got Panzer Corps 2. So for my wargaming friends out there, the people who came to me when I was doing my wargaming streams for Unconditional Surrender, I will be doing a playthrough of Panzer Corps 2. I have not played it. I've seen a friend played it, so I'm going to go into that one like totally blind. I will probably play the tutorial first, so I at least know how all the commands work. All the clicking. And then I will just go into that without trying to figure out the best way to do things, and we'll just see how badly I do. I also picked up Gloomhaven. It's a game that my spouse was interested in, so we decided that we would try to learn how to play this. I have gone through the tutorials and like the first couple of things for the Guilds Master. I'm not sure if I should do the campaign, the original campaign that comes in the game box, or if I should just go down the Guild Master thing and see where it leads us. I'm leaning towards the Guilds Master thing because people who've played the board game and played the campaign in the board game will be kind of like, oh no, you don't do it that way. But when the Guilds Master thing seems to be sort of a whole different storyline, and I thought that might be interesting to try and do some of that. I'm also I'm thinking of revisiting Pathfinder Kingmaker. I found out I can do an alternate ending to what I did on the first one. So I might go back and have that my party try and go down through the alternate ending and see how that works out. I might also try and do a speed run for like the prologue and the first chapter. I might do a couple of speed runs there just to show you different characters and how they can progress and try and do a 30-day, try and get it done in less than 30 days from when you start, so you can see what the bonus is and things of that nature. We did get the next Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous. I have played through the prologue as just a straight up old regular fighter just to see how it works. It's basically a better version of Kingmaker as far as the graphics go, and there's more characters talking. Thank you, Owlcat Games. Far more verbal dialogue as you're going along rather than having to read everything that comes out. So that's very refreshing. It's one of the things I was kind of hoping they could do something about the Kingmaker version, is to get all those voice actors back, and there's like 80% of the dialogue is just written. And if even half of that 80% had the voice actors reading those lines to you, I think it would be far more enjoyable. So I am going to be doing a playthrough of Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. If I do another playthrough of Kingmaker, I'm going to change how I do those playthroughs. The first Kingmaker, I did everything. I showed you my agonizing over leveling up and my agonizing over how to do kingdom management and what to build and where. With these, anything that's like that, that's not interactive and seeing things, fighting on the screen or having to solve puzzles on the screen, I will skip. I will do them offline so that you don't have to sit there and watch me uh, agonize over whether I should take this feat or that feat. And then I'll just show you what I did afterwards, and then you can comment on how stupid my decisions are. Stellaris is another one. I have a race that I created for Stellaris called the Remnants of Humanity, with all the terrible things that have been going on lately in the world. I thought I might try to do a relatively fast playthrough of that just to see how the race I built would work. That's going to be basically the computer games. If any of you would like to see me do some XCOM playthroughs, I can do the XCOM Enemy Unknown 2 and Chimera Squad, I think, with the recording software I have. I have a terrible time doing the original, the XCOM UFO Defense, which was always my favorite of all the XCOM games. I always liked that one the best, but I have a terrible time getting it to record. So I have to find out some shenanigans to get that to record correctly, because it's basically an old DOS-based game, and with the new computers, they don't like me playing that even with DOSBox. I have played Xenonauts. I thought it was a really great game. I am in the alpha testing for Xenonauts 2. If they ever get to doing an open beta for Xenonauts 2, I will ask them if I can do some video series on that, just to show people what's changed and all the new stuff that's coming in it. It's a very nice game. I really like it. They've got a few things to still work out, so we're not going to go there. I also have some other Total War titles and things like that. So in this list, if you see anything here that really tickles your fancy, please leave me a comment and say, hey, think about doing this, okay? I don't have any of the Sid Meier's Civilization games. I played them for a while. I might pick one up. I've done Beyond Earth and their original colonization. I've played those a few times, but not recently. Okay, so that has to do with the computer game stuff. We're going to go over here. Again, basically for my wargaming friends out there in my audience, I will be continuing with the Unconditional Surrender Cuckoo campaign. We have about a year's worth of gameplay left. Like 12 turns, 12, 13, 14 turns, 15 turns. I think we're going into, I think we just did March, so April. So 12, 13, 14, maybe 15 turns. So we've got some turns to do here at the end to show you how truly overwhelming that strategy can be in the old rules. It is not using the latest living rules. I might try and put up a game using the Vassal module showing you the new rules. The VGA version of this, which has been very popular with wargaming people, we're alpha testing it very hard to try and make sure we don't break anything. And once that goes up, then maybe I'll be able to do a quick solo play through May of 41 to show you how the new rules work. Okay. I am going to try and find an opponent for Vietnam 1965, 1975. This is a GMT reprint of an original Victory Games classic. I really like the game system. Combat is innovative. Does not work like normal hex encounter games. So it can be very disconcerting if you're not used to war games at all. It's actually better for you to play this if you're not into war games, because you won't be having any preconceived ideas of what should happen. I came from the Avalon Hill background, so it was like 3-to-1 odds is the minimum you need in order to succeed, and things of that nature. That don't apply here. This has got a whole different mindset of how late 20th century warfare happens, and I think it models it very well. The campaign game can be a little trying, but if I can find someone that's willing to do a session a week with me and plow through the campaign game, then I will probably be putting up videos there. If I don't find anybody to do that, I will at least do a video to show you how you set it up using the Vassal module, going through the setup phase, maybe do a few operations and then do an interface with you so you can see how all the bells and whistles work on the Vassal module. So I will be doing that. I'm going to also be trying to find an opponent for the Civil War, 1861, 1865. I did do a solo playthrough of this, which is posted up on the channel. There's talk that, oh God, is it Compass Games maybe, I think? You guys that know this game will know where it's going. Wargaming Associations, WGA, did do sort of a reprint of the rule book, trying to clarify things that, over the years the community kind of said, okay, this is an ambiguous rule and this is kind of the way we voted it to be actually the way it should actually be executed. There's a few things like that. They have a lot of extra things in the module. One of the things they could take away was hidden leaders, which made no sense to me. That was part of the beauty of the game, is that your opponent doesn't know who the leader is until they fight him. So you can bluff them, with leaders. That was, for me, that was the whole point of the game, was to have those leaders, floating around. You didn't know who it was. They did add a couple of rules which I think need to actually be in there. You cannot have just a whole bunch of leaders sitting on a depot, because there are some really bad leaders. They all have to command at least a strength point. So 1 strength point per leader. So if you want to take all your bad leaders and throw them in the back, fine, but then a bunch of your armies thrown in the back as well. So that makes you almost have to use at least the marginal leaders. There's a couple that you just can't use because they're like -4 or -3, -3 or something. They're just terrible leaders. I think that the way that they rated the leaders was supposed to be relative to the other leaders of the time. I really don't think a lot of these leaders were as bad as they have them in terms of the game's mechanics. Bad, yes, but I don't think they were as bad as they have them. But if you want to try to win the game, you kind of have to avoid the really bad leaders as much as possible. I mean, in a pinch, you'll use them, but the whole way of making your leaders move armies is you pay their initiative cost in your command points that you get randomly each turn. And with some 4-point command point leaders, they don't do anything but garrison something somewhere, because you can't afford those command points to do anything. Anyway, if you can look at my my video on that, and my video series on that, and you'll understand kind of what I was talking about. If I can find an opposed player for this, I will be doing that series. I'm going to go back and try and find my players that were playing with me in Starship Troopers and try and finish out that series. We did several of the scenarios, and I'd like to see if we can maybe finish up. I think we have scenario 6 and 7 left. Maybe one of the 5s as well. So I've got, I had a couple people that were interested in playing this out with me, so we'll do some videos on that as well. You can see up here, I am Dren608 in Board Game Geek, which is where I'm at right now. If you would like to see the games I have, I do have my game library. You can go up and see my games. I believe I have it public. If I don't, somebody geek mail me or leave me a comment in the things that you can't see my games. But you should be able to see a list of the games that I own. And if you see a particular board game, one that I would like to try and resurrect would be 1776, which is a very long campaign type game again, but it's grand strategy of the Revolutionary War. And it's an interesting exercise in things. I also have some other grand strategy type games out there that using the Vassal modules might be, if I have opponents, might be worthwhile to go ahead and do some series on. So I think that's just about it. Like I said, you can look me up on Board Game Geek. You can take a look at my list of games, and if there's something that tickles your fancy and you want to see it played, let me know. There is an interesting implementation of Guns of Gettysburg in the Vassal module community, so that might be another one that we might try and get to. I don't have that one up here right now. But yeah, we're going to be doing, whoops, where am I going? Here I am. Oh, wrong place. Where's Steam? There's Steam. I lost Steam. There we go. So I'm planning on doing some of the computer war games and strategy games as well as the RPGs. And then there'll be some series on Vassal Module games. I'm hoping to grow the channel. So if you like what you're seeing and you think you have friends that might like what you're seeing, tell them to go out there and subscribe so they don't miss anything that I'm putting out there. I don't know the order that I'm going to do things in, um, but I'm going to try to do as many of these things as I can over time, and hopefully by the end of the year we'll get myself up to. My goal is to make over 1,000 subscribers. I don't know that I'll make it because I don't know that my content is really all that entertaining, but I'll try. I'll try to make it entertaining. Um, if you like what you see, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. Thumbs up buttons really help YouTube to say, "Oh, look, 100 people like this," so they'll move it up in the when people looks for specific game, uh, searches or whatever in video searches. So that always helps to get the thumbs up. And of course, if you haven't subscribed, I'd really appreciate subscribing. Subscribing doesn't hurt you; it doesn't cost you anything. And it does helps me be motivated to keep going. I'm up to 180 some subscribers, I think. So, there's at least a few people out there that are liking what I'm doing, and I'm going to try and give them more of what they want. Um, oh, I should do this too. Uh, I do have a couple of Mass Effects. I'm not very good at Mass Effect. You want to see somebody really fail at Mass Effect, I could do that. I don't think I make it through the first, second, or third mission. I always fail and can't progress. So it would be a very short series of videos because I can't get by certain things. The whole Heroes of Might and Magic. I do have 5 out there. It's got a whole stack of them out there. My children play Heroes of Might and Magic, different versions of it. So if I can figure out a way to record a multiplayer game of that, maybe we will give you some of that too. So as it is, that's where we stand. I do have the Soulstorm, the Dawn of War, the original series. I don't have 2 and 3. I got through this series of games and said, okay, that's enough of that. I have other games I'd rather be playing, like XCOM. All right. So, like I said, you can pause the video here when you see the list. If there's something that you see that you want me to try and do, let me know, and I will see what I can do about it. And until we meet again, stay safe and bye-bye.